This is the Conservatives are December 12th, 2016. We're gonna go through quite a bit of stuff in two or three, maybe even four videos today, talking about various subjects. But it comes back to me that we have to go over a basic fundamental principle of conservative thought. And it goes like this. Government, by its very nature, is corrupt and inefficient, period. This is a basic point of conservative principles. Government is basically corrupt and inefficient. Small c corrupt. I think there's a lot of big C, illegal corruption. I'm just talking about small corruption, which is inherent in the system. It's inherent in all bureaucracies. Bureaucracies are, by their nature, inefficient and corrupt. It's just the way it is. It's a necessary evil of big business, even that they have bureaucracies, and these bureaucracies tend to be inefficient and corrupt no matter what. And the difference between private enterprise or private capital and government is in the private sector, when you're inefficient and corrupt enough, you go out of business. In the government, all that happens is the inefficiency and corruption builds and builds and builds. And that's the difference between private inefficiencies and corruption and public inefficiencies and corruption. This is a truism. It's a bedrock principle of conservative thought. And this is true. Should be true to even liberals. Government is necessary. There are necessary things about government. And when the mass of people agree that there should be, the majority of people agree that government should go in a certain direction with constitutional protections, the government goes in that direction. Liberals and conservatives should all accept the idea that government is going to be inefficient and corrupt. It should be baked into the analysis, baked into even liberal thought. In fact, it would help liberals if they bought this a little bit. Real liberals who are interested in people, in the poor, in the lower middle class, especially that group of liberals, should also accept this principle. It would make their analysis of what to do to help the poor and help the lower middle class, it would help their analysis of that. So even liberals should be accepting this principle when they're going and analyzing what they want to propose, as opposed to conservatives. But for conservatives, it's a bedrock principle. And here is the most important thing about this. And it's missed, even people who believe this, miss this point. All government tends to be inefficient and corrupt. All government. It doesn't make any difference what type of government. So the Labor Department, we understand they got to be corrupt. EPA, we understand they're inefficient and corrupt. But also, the entities which should be will be inefficient and corrupt are the Pentagon, the Armed Services, the Navy, Army, Air Force, the CIA, FBI. They will all tend to be inefficient and corrupt. Now, I'm not saying getting rid of the FBI, but we must understand that by the very nature of the institution, there will be corruption and inefficiencies. And they will build and build and build and build. And it goes to state government, same principle. Local government, same principle. We all understand there's inefficiencies in education. There's inefficiencies in the transportation agencies in the state governments. But for local governments, the truth is that inefficiencies and corruption are part of the police department. By nature. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just by nature, if you have a bureaucracy they will tend to be inefficient and corrupt. So this is a basic principle that people have got to understand. Baked into your analysis of things is that government is going to be inefficient and corrupt, and at all levels of government, it's inefficient and corrupt. Doesn't mean we don't need them, but we should be on guard all the time for inefficiencies and corruption, even in the government institutions that we admire and want. This is the Conservative Czar. See you next time.